A chilling calm before the storm, Europe's gamble on a Ukrainian truce. The specter of a wider European conflict looms large, casting a long shadow over the diplomatic dance surrounding the ongoing war in Ukraine. Amidst escalating tensions and uncertain U.S. support, France has boldly proposed a one-month partial truce, a gambit aimed at discerning Vladimir Putin's true intentions and paving the way for genuine peace negotiations. This daring move underscores the growing anxieties within Europe, where the front lines of this devastating war feel increasingly closer. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot unveiled the proposal, declaring that a temporary cessation of hostilities, encompassing air, sea, and energy infrastructure, would act as a crucial litmus test of Putin's commitment to peace. Such a truce would allow us to determine whether Vladimir Putin is acting in good faith, Barrot stated, emphasizing the need to gauge the Russian president's seriousness about engaging in meaningful peace talks. The gravity of the situation couldn't be understated. Never has the risk of war in Europe, in the European Union, been so high, he warned, highlighting the ever-present threat creeping closer to Europe's doorstep. This initiative echoes comments from French President Emmanuel Macron, who alluded to a joint Franco-British plan for a short-term, partial ceasefire, excluding ground combat. This phased approach envisions the deployment of troops to Ukraine in a subsequent phase, a strategy that remains shrouded in ambiguity. Macron himself acknowledged the lack of concrete agreement on the truce's specifics, emphasizing the ongoing collaborative efforts with France's European allies to chart a course towards lasting peace in Ukraine. No agreement has been made on what a truce looks like, Macron clarified, but we are working together with France and our European allies to look at what is the path to how we create a lasting and durable peace in Ukraine. The proposal's unveiling followed a high-stakes summit in London, bringing together European leaders, NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg, and Canadian officials. This meeting, held on the heels of a tense exchange between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington, aimed to consolidate support for Ukraine and forge a unified approach to peace. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, the summit's convener, announced a commitment to crafting a comprehensive Ukraine peace plan to be presented to the Trump administration, although details remain scarce. The Kremlin's reaction to the burgeoning diplomatic efforts reflects the inherent complexities of achieving a resolution. Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesperson, characterized the Zelenskyy-Trump encounter as a stark indication of the monumental challenges in reaching a settlement, reiterating Russia's intention to continue bilateral negotiations with the U.S. to normalize relations. The London summit, however, has not been without its critics. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, known for his pro-Moscow stance, launched a scathing critique, accusing European leaders of prioritizing war over peace. He characterized their approach as bad, dangerous, and mistaken, underscoring the deep divisions within Europe regarding the optimal path to resolving the conflict. The proposed truce, therefore, represents a high-stakes gamble. It's a calculated risk aimed at piercing the fog of war, offering a window to assess Putin's intentions and potentially pave the way for a negotiated settlement. However, its success hinges on numerous factors, including the willingness of all parties to engage in good faith, the ability to effectively monitor a ceasefire, and, critically, the continued support of key international players, particularly the United States. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether this bold diplomatic maneuver can bring a glimmer of hope to a war-torn nation and prevent the conflagration from spreading further across Europe. The stakes are immeasurably high, and the world watches with bated breath. The path to peace remains fraught with peril, and this tentative truce represents a precarious step forward, a delicate dance on the edge of a precipice. The coming weeks will test the resolve of all involved, and the future of Europe hangs in the balance. The weight of the world, quite literally, rests on the shoulders of those negotiating this fragile peace. The success or failure of this initiative will reverberate far beyond the battlefields of Ukraine, shaping the geopolitical landscape for years to come. The international community waits with a mixture of hope and apprehension, keenly aware of the potential for both progress and catastrophic setbacks. This is not merely a conflict between two nations. It is a battle for the very future of European security and global stability.